So The Acolyte has finally been released, and everyone wants to know, how is it? Well, it's fine, I guess. So before I talk about the first two episodes of The Acolyte, I kind of want to ask a question. And it's a question that popped in my mind after I watched episode 2. And that is this. You know, over the last few years, we've had, 3 sequel movies. We've had a handful of TV shows, Star Wars TV shows, handful of Star Wars video games, a handful of Star Wars animated series, comic books, etc., etc. And, in the year 2024, the year of our Lord and Savior Lucifer, I have to ask, what do we want from Star Wars at this point? What do you want from Star Wars? What do I want from Star Wars? And I think that's kind of an important question. I feel like if I come back to this video in, a couple days, I'm going to see a lot of different answers to what we want from Star Wars. What do you want from Star Wars? I think the answers are going to be all over the place. And I think that's kind of cool. We do have to ask that because, I don't know, for me, what do I want from Star Wars? At this point, I kind of want something like Andor. Andor I thought was exceptional. I thought it was amazing. It was one of my favorite shows of the year it came out, which is insane to think about. Oh, a Star Wars show, one of my favorite shows. I thought it was amazing. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I had zero interest in Andor, but I ended up watching all of it, and it was incredible. And, the showrunner of Andor, Tony Gilroy, has been on record with, I think, saying he doesn't care about Star Wars. He thought it would be interesting to kind of play in this world. And that's kind of what I want Disney to do. I want them to go find showrunners that don't give a flying fuck about Star Wars and let them have fun. Let them, do something interesting, something different than lightsabers and stormtroopers and ATSTs and et cetera, et cetera. I thought that was that's what made Andor so interesting, is that it wasn't, relying on Star Wars iconography and trying to push in the Jedis and so on and so forth. It was kind of its own thing, and it explored the world, and I don't know, I found that show to be very interesting for me. Or another thing that I would love is, can we have fun again? Can we have a fun Star Wars? I feel like ever since Rogue One, everything that has come out with Star Wars, it's very serious and gritty and moody. It's I don't know. I kind of want them to do something fun again, something colorful, something with a cast of characters that are charming and likable and relatable, and make it goofy and funny and have them go on a grand adventure with exciting action. That to me would be, something else I would like. But this leads me to The Acolyte, and I don't know, man. It was okay. I don't think it's the worst Star Wars show that's happened so far, but it's far from the best. It's far from Andor. And again, I leave the show questioning, what is The Acolyte giving me that I haven't already gotten? I don't think there's anything in the show that that we haven't seen before. There really isn't. And okay, let's get into it. Let's just get into it. So the show opens up with a character walking into a bar and killing a Jedi. And then we cut forward and we're introduced to May, who looks like the assassin who killed the Jedi. We come to find out that May has a twin. Or no, sorry, not May. Am I saying May? Sorry. Osha. We were introduced to Osha, and Osha has a twin named May. And May is the one running around, killing Jedi. We don't know why. And, Osha meets up with her old Jedi Master Soul, and they go off on an adventure trying to figure out who May's working for and try to stop her from killing all the Jedi. That's basically what the first 2 episodes are. I think that my biggest problem is that the show gives too much away too quickly. Every time there's a mystery that's brought up that has us questioning something, it's answered by the next scene. It's kind of infuriating. And man, the exposition scenes, I mean, woo! There is so much exposition scenes in the show. It is, it's pretty ridiculous. And it sucks because it's you're setting up these characters, you're setting up mystery, you're setting up questions, but if you're just going to answer them on the next scene with just an exposition dump, it just kind of takes the wind out of the sail, you know what I mean? Or takes the wind out of the sail, takes the sail out of the wind, whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it just comes off as very boring and vanilla. It's just, but again, it's fine. I think some of the action's well done. It's different. It's very martial arts heavy, which is kind of fun, I suppose. I actually think that the character of Osha is pretty interesting. She's at least likable. Like, everyone around her is so just like uptight and dry, and I feel like Osha is fun enough. I mean, she's not like a funny character, but she smiles, she's a little charming when she wants to be. You know, unfortunately, she kind of turns into a whatever character later on, but at least when we first meet her, it's like, oh, okay, she's kind of a fun, interesting character. And I found it interesting that the same actress, I'm sorry, I'm not remembering her name. I remember her from Bodies, Bodies, Body. I think she's great. But she's also playing May, and I feel like there's kind of a missed opportunity for her playing two. Like, I feel like May and Osha are too alike. I think I would have wanted something different for May, maybe something a little more sinister, a little more evil. But I feel like the scene that she has with the shopkeeper guy, it just felt like Osha. And I wish they would have explored some of the different personalities, because they kind of feel the same, more or less. It's just one's angry and one's not. I feel like that's not really good enough. You got to give me something more. But speaking of the shopkeeper, I don't know who that actor is. I feel like I've seen him before. He looked familiar, but he was fantastic. He was fantastic. Give him a show. I want a shop show with this guy. Just, you know, a Star Wars shopkeeper show. I'm there. I'll give you my money. Or my time, rather. No, I thought he was great. I thought he was wonderful. And he's only in it for a little bit, but it sounds like he's going to, after the events of episode 2, it sounds like he's going to be more involved. But again, yeah, my biggest problem with the show is that there's nothing for me. Like, well, for one, I'm probably not going to continue watching this, because again, there's just nothing that's motivating me to continue watching this. Most of the mysteries are already unveiled, and the only mystery that's left is who is May working for, and it's just another presumably Sith Lord with a mask. It's like, okay, I don't care. I mean, unless it's General Akbar, I'm probably not going to care. And if that's if that's the audience's only motivation to continue watching, is to find out who this guy is, that's not enough. At least for me. Like, and that's I don't know. Okay, let me back up again. In the beginning, okay, for one, I didn't watch the trailers. I didn't know what the show was about. I just knew it was called The Acolyte, new Star Wars show. Okay, I'll check it out. And when the assassination happens in the beginning, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then we cut to Osha, and then you're like, oh, so she's like what do they call Mektek? I don't know, the people who work on ships, on the outside of the ships. I was thinking, okay, so she's a worker by day, and on her own time, she kills Jedis for some reason. I was like, that's kind of cool. But then if we all find out that it's actually not her, it's her twin sister, and like, again, all of this, like, the story of someone being an assassin and going around killing Jedi is a far more interesting story than what this is. Because I was thinking, like, that would be a cool show where you make the Jedis kind of the bad guys, or at least have a gray area. And I was like, that's such a missed opportunity. Why didn't we run with that? But instead, there's a twin sister, and she's evil, and she works for some dude that we don't know, and we're going to go get him. It's like, oh, man, such a wasted opportunity. Like, that would have been a cool story. I'm just saying, that would have been a cool story of our main character being an assassin who's running around killing Jedi. That would have been a way better, that would have been, not better, but it would have been a more interesting story than what we actually get. So yeah, to wrap things up here, it's okay. again, I'm not going to watch the show. It's not, it just, there's just nothing, there's nothing motivating me to continue watching this. And the show wants me to be questioning who this bad guy is, but I don't care. I really don't care. I could care less. Kind of a bummer, but, you know, hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you liked it more than I did. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I mean, I hope someone likes this. I think it has a pretty positive score on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's good. But yeah, after Ahsoka, after Boba Fett, Mandalorian's pretty good. A lot of people are high on that show. I thought it was fine, or better than fine. It was pretty good, but I didn't love it as much as everybody else did. But yeah, Obi-Wan was... yeah, Obi-Wan was kind of dumb. I know I'm going to get raked up the coals for that, but Obi-Wan, I did not like Obi-Wan at all. Andor is really the only Star Wars show that I really, really liked and thought was like an exceptional show. Not even just from a Star Wars perspective, but just from a storytelling, you know, prime TV, awesome drama show. Like it was fantastic. And hell, it has one of the best action episodes of any TV show with the heist scene. My God, I still think about that heist scene. Brilliant, loved it. So yeah, in the end, I'm not going to watch this show anymore. Hopefully it gets good. I mean, if it gets good, everyone's going crazy. I may get FOMO and check it out, but chances are I think I'm probably done. But yeah, maybe this is what you're looking for. Maybe this is up your alley. Not up my alley, unfortunately. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of The Acolyte. Are you going to continue watching it? What are your overall thoughts? So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.